born and brought up here in Delhi. Completed my education from here, my MBA from Ahmedabad. My mom is a homemaker. My dad had a small business, an automobiles business, which unfortunately got shut down during COVID, but proved to be a blessing in disguise because now what we are doing is much better than before. One thing that I really like about my parents, and I think a lot of my success is owed to them, is that contrary to most Indian parents, they actually always motivated me to pursue cricket as a profession. And at this day also, if you'll ask them, or if I ask them, Papa, मेरे को ना cricket खेलना है, they'll be like, beta खेल. So I surprisingly began my professional career at the humble age of 6. When I loved playing cricket, so I joined a cricket academy near my house. And cricket occupied the next 10 to 12 years of my life. So in my entirety of my school life, I was fortunate enough to play at the national level, under 17, under 19. Played with a lot of modern day Delhi greats, so as to say, Rishabh Pant, Shubman Gill. 3 years of college, again at the end of third year we had placements. I got through BCN, which is Bain Capability Network, middle office of Bain. At that time, day zero campus placement, one of the best. And again fortunate enough to get into IIM Ahmedabad. I took the CAT as a student and got through IIM Ahmedabad. Had a lot of to and fro as to whether to join BCN or IIM Ahmedabad, and finally joined IIM Ahmedabad. But I think one thing that helped me was that I was sure about my first corporate stint, which was to be consulting. And that saved me a lot of trouble, right? A lot of people are usually confused. I always sort of had an inkling कि यार मेरे को ना एक दिन CEO बनना है, and वो हो सकता है अपना business का हो or someone else's business, but I wanted to lead a business, but perhaps not at the very start of my career, which is why consulting at that moment was a great fit for me, aligned with my skill sets, aligned with my interests and passion. But I think it was during my time at Bain, probably first or second year at Bain, when I actually started to understand how important it is to build things on ground and own revenue, own leadership, own P&Ls. So ab to yaar, I think if you ask me today, and obviously things change, but I would like to begin something of my own 3 to 5 years down the line, or be central to the company that I'm currently working in. So if you're a student, if I was in college, or if I had actually also passed out college, but मेरे को नहीं पता क्या करना है, job नहीं मिल रही, I would spend my time interning. I would paid internships, not free internships. You are essentially getting money to learn यार. तो मतलब करो ना वो, just go out there. And I think another very important thing is to have a mentor. If, for example, I was right now coaching 20-year-olds, I would be able to tell them a lot of what I've seen already. So if you can get that mentor in your family, in your college senior or whatever, that will be a huge help. I did not have one mentor per se because my family is from a business background, not a job background. I did not have a godfather senior, so as to say. So isliye, in fact, because I want to give back to society, I now teach and mentor a lot of people. Interviews, I to personally love them because that brings out a personality, right? Versus a paper test where everyone has the same questions. I think हर एक panel का एक different approach होता है. जैसे मेरा IMA का interview was nothing around academics, और मतलब it was very personal. It was a stress interview जिसमें वो मेरी personality check कर रहे थे. Whereas मेरा कोजिकोड का इंटरव्यू या IIFT का इंटरव्यू, वैसे कॉलेजेस के इंटरव्यू बहुत ही टेक्स्ट बुक थे. दे आस्क्ड सम इकोनॉमिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स, दे आस्क्ड अच्छा दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है उस पर फॉलो अप्स, राइट? तो एवरी इंटरव्यू इज डिफरेंट, बट आई थिंक 2-3 प्रिंसिपल्स दैट आई फॉलो इज 1, ऑलवेज कीप स्माइलिंग, 2, डोंट बज अंडर प्रेशर, 3, कवर ऑल बेसिस. जब आप खुद कॉन्फिडेंट हो ना, यू कैन टैकल एवरीथिंग. तो MBA इंटरव्यूज के लिए सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्या होता है? यू शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ वॉट यू हैव डन इन योर लाइफ टिल नाउ. स्कूल में, कॉलेज में जो भी डिग्री थी उसके बारे में सब पता होना चाहिए. जो जॉब किया उसके बारे में सब पता होना चाहिए. रीसेंसी बायस होता है तो इंटरव्यू पैनलिस्ट यूजुअली या तो रीसेंट चीज़ पूछेंगे या जिस बैकग्राउंड के वो हैं उससे सवाल पूछेंगे, ठीक है? तो यू शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ एवरीथिंग अबाउट अ पास्ट इन योर CV. सेकेंड इज यू शुड बी अवेयर अबाउट करंट हैपनिंग्स. एंड थर्ड इज यू शुड बी अवेयर अबाउट योर सेल्फ. ये तीनों चीज़ें पता है तो मोस्टली इंटरव्यू शुड बी स्मूथ. I am not the ideal person to answer this because I have not been a founder myself. But हाँ, तो मेरे को 2-3 चीज़ें that I've realized drawing parallels from consulting and here also that I think थोड़ा सा balance करना चाहिए लोगों को, वो है कि founders like to do a lot of test and learn. quickly ship karo, quickly results lao. Consultants on the other hand are the complete opposite. Take your time, study the market, then launch. I think the best way is somewhere in between, and I think that is what a founder's office person brings. And अगर एक founder में वो skill set है कि he can zoom out a little to see अच्छा क्या है यार, 6-7 महीने बाद चीज़ चलेगी, and he can also understand कि अभी चलने वाली चीज़ क्या है, और दोनों को मतलब if they can balance speed with strategy, that's best. Because I've seen a lot of founders and some people in our company, in other companies as a consultant where I have done projects in, I think सबका एक personality type होता है, कोई wrong right answer नहीं होगा. Some founders like the former, some latter. Former being अच्छे से सोच के मैं launch करूँ, latter being जल्दी जल्दी launch करूँ. But मेरा एक ये मानना है कि it's not always the first mover in the market that wins. It's always the best executor in the market that wins. So if you think delaying it a bit can actually make a lot of difference in your execution, then probably merit in delaying it a bit. ये मेरा thinking है, कुछ founders का ये नहीं होता है. Because I think कि your first touch point with the consumer needs to at least be 80%. 100% मत करो, पर 80% पे launch करो, 50% पे मत करो. अगर पहला touch point में थोड़ा सा if the consumers are not satisfied, they can be gone forever. Younger self to me and all other people who are, don't be afraid to try. I think what I've realized is the sooner you fail, the better and the earlier you learn.